to talk to you guys.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning or good evening, I should say.
Good,
You
good
guys,
morning. How are
I'm good. Good to talk to you guys. I know you've been on a lot of interviews, so I'm April Diamond and live with April Diamond here, and it was so great to watch you guys at JT's event at the Net Worth. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I follow you guys and you're really fun to watch. And I just wanted to ask you, how does being on camera daily, showing the world who you are and letting all of us into everything that you guys do, how is that dynamic between the two of you? And just, do you ever feel like you want to have your alone time away from the camera type thing?
you? I mean,
He suffocates me. He'd always want his alone
are you
time.
kidding me? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I always wanted a long time, but it's funny because for us, I think we don't really see it as we are sharing our life. It's just part of who we are, you
I think
know?
because it's just us and a camera, we forget that you guys are all watching.
It's like,
So
okay, whatever, boom, boom, boom.
yeah,
And it's like, you know,
I love
Yeah.
making fun of, you know, it just makes anything that makes me laugh is fair game as far as I'm
yes, it's
concerned.
horrible to me, but it's
Yeah.
fine, you know?
Yeah, I love that. And I can tell that already by you guys. It's just so easy. And I think that for a lot of people, in relationships and social media, that's always a dynamic that I'm single. So it's like one of the things I get is, oh, you're on camera too much, you're overexposed all the time, or you're always having to be, for me, it's just a natural thing to get on camera and just talk about life. And I don't mind talking about some of those personal things. What would you say
So
to maybe I mean, just like everybody, how do you get comfortable on camera like that? It's
yeah, I
just
mean, I was going to say it's difficult for you because you've been doing this a long time, and it's your world. But the man, most men,
mhm,
Sergio's 29, and he was a soccer player, so he's used to being in front of people, right, and performing, as
right.
it were. But my ex-husband would have like cut his own hands off not to like take my picture. Um, he was like, no, I'm not taking another one. I mean, he liked the free holidays. He hated the process, right?
Sure.
Um, but so it's a certain type of guy, and you need to be aware of that, right? If you're going to have a very
Right.
successful sort of older businessman, he's genuinely not going to want to put himself out there, nor does he need to. If
100%.
if you want to have someone that's more fun and like more sort of okay, sportsmen are good because sportsmen are
Right.
used to that. So you need to just pick the guy, I think, like that. But getting used to being on camera, it's just that we live it on, he was like a deer in headlights the first
Oh my
the
God.
first
The
time.
first time we were filming a reality TV show, like we were in the
Yeah.
bed, I was taking a shower, and they said, listen, as soon as you come out of the shower, the cameras will be there. You know, you put a towel on, and then you go across the bedroom and go to turn the AC on.
It was like
And
being in
I
a bad
literally,
sitcom.
I come out and I'm looking, and there's like four cameras facing at me, and Caroline is there alone. And I'm like, okay, I need to forget they're here, and I need to be myself. And I was like, shit, how am I gonna do this? It was so tough, to be honest. But then,
And I was looking at him like, what are you doing?
yeah, but I mean, it was the first
Yeah.
time for. Sorry, oh my God, the dogs.
Sorry.
Sorry, we have the little doggies. It was the
Okay.
first time for me, you know,
I
and I
love
was
your
like,
doggies.
Yeah,
oh my
well,
God, they're here. Like, yeah, this
Oh,
is
hi, baby. Hi. Oh my gosh.
he's the
Adorable. I'm a
ugly one
huge
with
dog
no
person.
hair.
yeah. Chloe,
Chloe.
we have three, so it's crazy.
Oh, they're
But
so cute.
uh,
Thank
I
you.
think you just
So,
have to find a relationship based on if you want a man that wants the spotlight with you to be with you like that. I found it very difficult having a husband that didn't want any part of it.
I
right.
think you have to be a
Yeah,
team, and you have to really find someone who aligns on what you want, you know? Because if not, it's very
totally.
hard to really put something together, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that. And to me, I don't have like I feel comfortable on camera now. I've been doing it a long time, like you say, but when you first get in front, you know that there's four cameras looking at you, you're like, oh, you get that feeling for a moment. But after a while you realize, because I watch what I do, I go, oh, okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
People like it and they say, hey, well, that's great. We see you here, see you there. But yeah, it's definitely a different thing for a relationship. But you guys handle it really well and you're super fun to watch. Can I just say I'm a huge fan? But
Oh, thank
Carolyn, I
you.
think a lot, you're welcome. Carolyn, I think a lot of women would be hesitant to tell so many truths as you do. And, I think that, it's very inspiring to me that your honesty and that kind of thing. Like, where does your bravery come from? That's what I want to say. Like, you're just so brave to be honest and tell the truth.
I feel like the truth sort of sets you free in a way. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. And, I think that I actually think what's made me is the struggle of being up, being down, and it irritates me that people would they prefer you to shut up, because then they can form, this set opinion of you and tell the world that you're not, fighting back. Like in Housewives last year, the girls tried to annihilate me, but the trouble is all of my fans have been watching me for years and years and years, and they knew it wasn't true what they were saying. So, the truth sets you free. I mean, again, also my lifestyle is so in front of the camera that if it was bollocks, you couldn't do it every day. It's like you can't make it up. It's here. So, you know what I mean? So I think I actually believe that being truthful and honest actually gets you much more.
I love that. That's fantastic. And I think that that's resonating with a lot of people. Your following is really loyal. And I think you make other women brave by you being brave and just doing what you do. You probably don't think of it as bravery now. That's just your normal life every day. That's how it looks anyway. That's how it seems. But,
yeah.
And then Sergio, I was listening to you guys talk about, when you were hiding your age and that kind of thing. And it was really cute. You guys are really, really fun to watch. And it was really interesting because I think the younger guy and the older woman, that's always been like, a stigma in some ways. But I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. But when you were not telling her the truth about your age, were you concerned that she might reject you for not telling the truth? Or what went through your mind when you were like wooing her?
Honestly, I was not concerned. I mean, I've been always, I think, very
I would have
confidence of myself, kind of, but the truth is she never really asked me for it. She never asked me like how old I was, like until a point, honey.
He was meant to be a fling. I wasn't going to marry him. It was just going to be sex.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Oh, okay.
That's so good to know. No, but like we started and stuff, and it was just okay. We went with the flow. Like we just felt, for each other. We were like hanging out, having fun.
Look, anyone that was married as long as me and women, I wasn't looking to have. I wasn't thinking, I'm getting divorced. Great, I'm going to get remarried.
But I forgot, I was thinking, to be honest. I forgot about the age. I was like, I mean, it's nothing for me. And then literally, like, I think after 2 months or something, she sent me a text. Oh, my friends are saying that you, in your passport, you're like you're not your age, like you're 28 or something. I'm like, oh my God. And I was 24. So I'm like, I'm just, he's like, how old are you? I'm like, nah, I'm just, near, on the 30, like close to 30, something like this. I told her or something. And then she asked me for my passport. I didn't have it at the end. I was like, we were already way too in the relationship. I'm like, honey, I'm 24. Like, it's what it is. Like, I cannot lie.
And then I was
but
like,
mentally,
oh my God, you've got to come and meet my children. Like, you need to see what this looks like. You're out of your mind.
But mentally, she met my best friends, and my best friends, they were already, like 45, her age, basically. So mentally, I was already there. I've never been with people near that my age, so I was so much more mature than my age.
Yes, but there are things, there are definitely pros and cons, right?
No,
but I absolutely think that I absolutely say to women, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like even if I ever get irritated and think, oh God, sometimes he doesn't know stuff that I know. I'm like,
because you know everything.
Everything. I know that, an older man would have hated the way I live, like hated. And, he rolls with it. Like he rolls with anything, the kids, the noise, the crazy, the traveling with children. That's really hard to do if you haven't had kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and the thing is, someone like you, it's very similar to me. You're a powerful woman. You can build the man, right? To be the man you need him to be. But, another man, an older man is going to feel threatened by you, and you're going to have to go into his world.
Exactly. that I see that so much, and that's why I love your relationship and how you guys function. But you're right, you have to bring them into your world, and you have to understand each other's world. But that was already happening before you decided to get serious. That's what you're saying, Sergio.
Yeah, and you have to.
So you know, you have to go with the feelings, and don't be afraid. I would say, from my perspective, don't be afraid of, you know, like taking a children and committing to a children, like, you know, like a kid, you know, like someone young, like a young guy, you know, like someone, not a kid, like 28, 29, 30 years old, committing to someone, and then if you feel it and you know, like
you can build him.
You can build him, you know.
I think the worry is, like, I thought a lot, like, I'm not going to let him into my world because he, you know, he probably won't be here in 3 years. And then I've opened up everything and we're working together. And then how do I get out of it? And I went through all of these things, like, you know, no, I'm going to keep him over there because, you know, and then suddenly he was here and I was like, okay, you know what, it can't work unless I go all in. It cannot. If I keep preserving him and saying that he can only do this, you can't see this, you can't see what's there, you can't know my finances, you can't know this part of my life, then it will never.
We open, that's one of the things, we open ourselves to each other, and we were extremely transparent since the beginning. And I think that was the key of why this success.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. You guys are fun to watch. I hope we get to chat again. Hopefully I'll come to Dubai and see you on the next round, JT round. Thank you so much.
It'll be amazing.
Have a beautiful day. Take care.
Bye. You too.
Bye.